Good night. Sleep tight. May all your dreams come true. Ah! I believe. No. I kill the bus driver. I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger. What the hell was Lawrence Welk getting up to that he wanted his dreams to come true? You know how horrifying that sort of thing is? Do you know what goes through my head when nobody's looking and nobody can prove it? I get to the point sometimes. My dreams are so vivid that if I get too closely entwined with a situation, I have to back off, because once somebody told me, a friend that was a dream therapist at Michigan State, I write down some of my dreams sometimes. He wanted to read them. He said, "I really like to read your dreams." So I said, "Well, I got some." And I gave them to him. And a couple days later, he came back over from his dorm across the lot, and he said, "Well, I said, "What?" He said, "I really shouldn't say." And I said, "What? You gotta tell me." And he says, "Just get a lot of sleep." And I said, "What do you mean by that?" And he says, "You seem to get a lot of aggression out in your dreams. And I don't feel like pulling things on people, not on a daily basis. But that's when I know the difference between reality and the dream life. Because in my dreams, I do wondrous things that are very cathartic. I feel clean. But when my dreams start portraying things that are in reality, I get bound up, because I know I can't tell if this is real or a dream. So I don't get to just do the things I need to get out of my system. Make sure you get plenty of rest. The thing is, do you really want your dreams to come true? What was Lawrence Welk up to? I don't trust that man. He's got bad advice. It wouldn't be good for anybody, and I'd be put away somewhere. Well, I'd probably be dead. But you have to be able to make a serene difference, a very serene difference. That's probably not the way to say it, but a very peaceful, a very explicit difference between your dreams and your reality. Know what you're doing. I mean, I had a finger with a hole punched in it last night, and my second brother, who I see every once in a while in my dreams because he doesn't talk to me anymore, but we always get along really well in my dreams. It's like, I don't even miss him. I get better experiences out of him in my dreams. But for some reason, he needed to pull a house, and I had a hole in my finger, and I stuck the twine through it and pulled it through like a needle. It was a drilled hole right through the bone and everything. So I had to hold my finger up there, and he hooked it up to the house, and he was like, "Grrr!" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're going too far." And he's like, "I know what I'm doing." And then they went too far, a couple feet back. So he had to turn around and have the line pull it the other way. This is last night. I mean, these are just regular dreams, right? But it's nice, to hang out with your brother every once in a while, even if he doesn't like you. I like him. Always had a good time with him. I don't miss him. He was a vicious bastard. But, you know, what do you know? If that's all you know, that's all you get. Or if that's all you get, that's all you know, or something like that. I was fine. But the idea of dreams becoming reality, the one time when I was that second ride on the back from way back from San Jose to Gaylord, Michigan, I left Hayes, Kansas in a fog the one morning and stopped in Effingham, Indiana to take a nap on my motorcycle. I put my legs up over the handlebars and set my alarm for 15 minutes and snoozed it for 3 times. So I got a 45-minute nap, and I made the rest of the trip to Scomp's place in southwestern Illinois. I came out of Indiana. It was a 27-hour ride, and there in there I stopped at a cemetery and took pictures in the graves. Oh boy, that was a strange place. And I had the Necronomicon in my saddlebags, and I started reading H.P. Lovecraft that summer when I was back in Gaylord helping my brother build his house. And that night there was something standing along the side of the road, just like it's some kind of demon. I thought, what's some guy doing out at 4:30 in the morning while I'm going through a phantasmic phase, just 27 hours on a ride? What do you think of that? Took a nap. But how well do you sleep when your legs are screaming because you got them hanging over the handlebars? But so there, you can call that a dream all you want, but many years later when I was back in Gaylord and working construction again, my hair looks great. I was working with this young Randy Weber guy, and I mentioned the time that I came through Effingham and Olney is where I ended up in between. The cemetery is in between there. He said, I was there at the time. He was like, he's 15 years younger than me. So he must have been, what year was it? 2001? He was about 10 years old. He was his grandmother's funeral at that cemetery. And we have evidence. And he said he saw an angel at the funeral, standing there in the cemetery, this white angel. And I was like, and I went and I got my notes. And I told him to find out what day it was. He came back, and with my notes from that journey, that happened. This thing standing there. There's a bigger story in it. I don't have time for everything. You know, what do you know? You want to hear it all? Once you know everything, all the mystery is lost. It's time to read a new book. But it was the same night before 4:30 in the morning that I was there seeing this stuff. His funeral was 10 that same morning, 5.5 hours later. I took the demon away from the cemetery so the angel could come in, or it went in disguise and raped his mother or some grandmother. I don't know what happens, but you talk about dreams, you talk about things. I was reading the Necronomicon, which was in my saddlebags at that time, and Lovecraft over that summer, and I was having dreams. There was once these little kids. I was having dreams where I would wake up. I was staying at my folks' house when I was helping my brother build it. And there was a lamp. I was reaching for it, but it kept getting knocked down because I was struggling in the dreams. There were things in the rooms there was the one dream I was standing by the stairwell and there were these little children just running like, and I was, and I'm struggling to get back to my bed and saying, get up, wake up, knocking shit over, and I'm just like, and then right after that, I see something at my brother, my oldest brother, the one I get along with really well, the one I love, that loves me. You know, you can only love one way before everything falls apart. You got to have two. And we get along quite well. But I was at his house, and there was something about near-death experiences, and this woman was talking about these little children that was right. I never heard of this in my life. I'm like, Jesus, man, get off of me. It was freaking me out. She talked about the whole thing, how they were drilling holes in her and puking and crapping in her and doing awful things to her. Probably holes between the ribs, like the Indians. And so the point is, good night. Sleep tight. May all your dreams come true. Good luck with that. I hope you still have a friend left after.